Wouldn't it be great if you could start your own razor company? Alex, Scott, and Hunter of the Portland Razor Company have done just that. Working out of their garage, they've already amassed 6 figures and have huge success. Today we're going to find out exactly how they did that. In today's episode of UpFlip, we're going to be talking with Hunter, who's a business partner with the Portland Razor Company. And he's been with them since 2014. And since 2014, he's helped them expand into a barbershop, retail space, and even professional education.
That's the bare minimum, I think, if you're going to run an e-commerce business from home.
So when it comes to advertising, how much do you guys spend on that? Zero, nothing.
The best way to grow traffic to your website and generate revenue, bandsaw. You need a drill press. Grinder's a big one. You want to get a nice kiln.
They've already crossed the $100,000 mark. They've been featured in GQ, UpRocks, and even Portland Business Journal. So today we're going to find out how they got all that popularity off of these right here.
That email list is a gold mine. That's how we keep our click-through rate really high, and converting into more sales. Right now, 100% of our sales are on our website.
Hunter, what is that secret to e-commerce?
People who land on our website spend money.
So it's definitely working for you guys.
It's definitely working.
So in today's episode, Hunter's going to tell you how you can start your own e-commerce business from home and hopefully be as successful as him and Alex and Scott. Now let's go meet them. So Hunter, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with the Portland Razor Company?
Sure. So I was the first employee at Portland Razor Company, very quickly became a business partner, saw the potential in it, and wanted to get involved. I was a hobbyist knife maker before, but really had no business ownership experience before this. It was a new challenge, and here we are. It seems to be working out okay.
Nice, and we are here. Is it possible you can show us the operation and get an inside look?
Definitely, come on back.
All righty.
We started out in a garage in 2014, little 12 by 12 space. We expanded into bigger and bigger shops. March of 2020 hit. We decided to bring it back home. And I don't know if we'll ever leave. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. So in the beginning, what were your startup costs like for, your barber space, the manufacturing that you do here, and even, the retail space for you guys?
Sure. So making straight razors is the same tools as making custom knives out of your garage. And those tools are really accessible. You can get that set up for under $1,000 to start with. Building out a barbershop's a little more expensive. For us, we did most of the work ourselves and it only cost us $40,000.
Okay, yeah, that's a significant amount of money, but it's working for you guys, so.
So far, so good.
Got you, perfect. So you guys have an e-commerce business. What is the most profitable product you guys have on your website? And maybe why do you think that is?
Yeah.
If there's a reason.
So because we're making product ourselves, whatever we make from that, we're just paying ourselves.
Wow.
So for product that we manufacture, profit margin's like 80 or 90%. Now, you got to factor your time in there.
Right, right.
Then there's the other products that we carry. The lifestyle products around the razors, which is kind of the sexy thing, the high dollar thing that people are really drawn to. Those products, because we choose to work with other local small makers, we're making 50% on those if we sell it at full MSRP, right? And that's good.
So profit margins, retail space that you guys previously had, e-commerce strictly that you guys do now, better, worse?
I'm never going back to retail.
Okay.
Not that there isn't a place for it, but the profit margins with e-commerce and the lifestyle that it affords are just way, way better.
Really?
I love that I can work from home. There's less overhead as far as, retail space that's expensive, especially in a city like Portland. Labor, paying for retail employees is expensive, right? And that's going to be true no matter what business you have. But being able to do this from home in a space that I already occupy, I'm already paying for, and monetizing it that way, that's the way to go.
For you guys specifically, what type of equipment do you use to get the job done? And then for that equipment, what type of budget do you need for somebody starting from zero?
Right. You need a product to sell. For us, that means making it, but your budget is whatever the cost is of acquiring that product to sell, right? So for us, tools is the big one. You got to be able to cut the outline of the blade that you're making, so bandsaw. Later on, we moved to water jetting, which is a thing that we outsource. You need a drill press. Each of these is going to be like $100.
Okay.
Grinder's a big one. Having a quality one's worth it. Spent about $500 on that one over there with the interchangeable tool arms. Abrasives is your big consumable. Those are relatively cheap, but you're going to spend a couple bucks there. And the last big thing for knife makers is heat treatment. It's kind of the most important step in making something sharp. It's also kind of invisible, but you want to get a nice kiln. That's going to be around $1,000. I would say it's around $3,000 for tooling and materials to start making product. After that, you need to put it on a website, so you got to get photos. Can you do that yourself? Can you not? If you have a smartphone, that'll do the trick, right? You need a website. It's a couple $100, but you've got it for the whole year. I'd say you could have a solid knife making e-commerce business from home for under $5,000 for sure.
Got you. Not too bad. We've got a hack and a tip coming up for you later on, specifically for e-commerce. So make sure you guys stay tuned. It's coming up on later in the video. What is your revenue like on a monthly basis? And with that revenue you're bringing in, is that all strictly from your guys' website and social media, or do you sell your products, elsewhere?
Sure. So right now, 100% of our sales are on our website. We sell direct to consumer. We're averaging $7,500 a month.
Okay.
It's slow for us during the summer. We've got the holiday season coming up, so we're ramping up production. We're expecting a big bump in sales for that.
Gotcha.
This is the first year that we haven't been back ordered. We're only selling stuff that's in stock.
Interesting.
Part two of that is, we closed down our brick and mortar. We are interested in selling more at other retailers. So there's places like Portland, Made Here PDX is the name of a local retail brand that has stocked our products in the past.
Okay.
We're looking at getting back in there.
Got you.
And we sell at a couple barbershops too.
And you know what, now that you mentioned that, I'm interested and curious, are you guys at all thinking about in the future being in more of like the department store type of environment, or do you prefer it to kind of be, maybe small local businesses here and there and just strictly e-commerce?
Yeah, big department stores isn't on our radar yet.
Okay.
I think that's in the universe of possibility for us. We would have to make some big changes to our production process to make that happen.
Got you. So with you guys being an e-commerce business, what are some of the costs and what exactly are the programs or software you guys use for your email marketing or even your blogging that you guys do occasionally?
Sure. So the main one is the website, right? E-commerce plan for a Squarespace website is around $300. That integrates really nicely with MailChimp, which we use to manage all of our email contacts, and for sending out those email campaigns, that subscription's around $30. And then you got to get products to people, right? When they finally hit that button, they buy something, you got to ship it to them. You'll save yourself a lot of time and money by paying for something like ShipStation. You get commercial rates on shipping. It's one click to print the order and automatically send all of your shipping and tracking notifications to customers.
Interesting.
Saved us a ton of time. We use those every day. That's the bare minimum, I think, if you're going to run an e-commerce business from home.
All right, guys, we're actually here at Hunter's home, and with an e-commerce business, he's able to do a lot of his work from here. So he's going to show us his workspace and how he makes his money with the Portland Razor Company. So let's check it out.
Welcome home.
All right.
So coming back, we've got our pandemic garden over here.
Okay.
Our hobbies, and then work. The nice thing about this is I can manage the whole company from my smartphone, really, but also, from this laptop plugged into everything.
Okay.
Main thing is the website. I can make all of my edits, check orders, inventory, discount codes. I can even do a lot of my marketing from here as far as email campaigns.
Got you.
And it's all in one place. When an order comes in, it populates automatically to the other software that I use, which is the order fulfillment. And that is the main job that you see here. I have my inventory, which is managed also through the website software, so it's all the same.
Gotcha.
Order comes in, I pull it from inventory. So let's say someone wants to try wet shaving, they want to get into a traditional shave soap and a brush.
Okay.
So I've got our shave soap here, and a synthetic bristle shaving brush.
There it is.
Really common opening order. I set that aside. free small flat rate USPS box.
There we go.
Shipping priority. And this is really big, like simplify as much as you can. When you have a bunch of products that are small especially, but varying weights and sizes, it's not worth it even for me to put the thing on the scale, to weigh it, to do different like first class rates.
Right, yeah.
We're nickel and diming ourselves at that point.
Okay.
Charge $9, use the small flat rate box, and it's the only thing you have to keep in stock.
Got you.
Seal that up. When I click print, it buys the label, updates the order in our master list, so it sends all the automated email notifications to that customer. Your order has been fulfilled. Here's your tracking number. Look for an update or check your porch. You can personalize those as much as you want, which is also nice.
And just like you're able to do all that in this one space here, didn't even break a sweat, really.
Yeah, it took me longer to explain it than it takes me to fill the order.
Right. So in 2019, you guys had the barber space. You guys were very physical as far as, being out there. What was money like then compared to now, where you guys are strictly an e-commerce business now?
Yeah, in 2019, we did a little bit over $100,000 that year. I think it was $110,000, $120,000.
Okay.
In 2020, after shutting down all brick and mortar operations, we still did $100,000 in e-commerce sales only. So that information right there was all we needed to know that e-commerce was the future for us. That's where we're gonna go. Overhead's a lot lower with e-commerce. We reinvested a lot of time and energy into our blog and into growing our email list and owning those contacts. When all of your fans are on Instagram, you don't own your fan base, Instagram does, right? So making sure that you're driving high quality traffic to your website and owning those viewers is how you succeed in e-commerce.
In your opinion, what's the best way to increase traffic for your e-commerce site? What's been working for you guys? Is there maybe something you've seen that doesn't work and, you guys don't do that anymore because, you've got the formula now?
Sure. The best way to grow traffic to your website and generate revenue is to have quality content. What do I mean by that?
Okay.
Quality over quantity every time. Write stuff that's actually helpful to people. What that looks like for us is being an authority on our subject, straight razors and wet shaving, manufacturing even, writing about that in a way that is fun and interesting and using our own voice, right? And writing stuff that is helpful to people, right? For your guys' channel, it's people who are interested in starting their own e-commerce business. How do you keep people on your channel? Give them actionable advice, right? So whatever your business is about, do that better than anybody, and then share that information freely.
Nice.
It's going to drive a lot of traffic to your website, not just for your product, but for people who are interested in trying the same stuff.
Okay.
And then even if they start doing a similar thing, it's going to be different. It's going to be theirs. So it's not really stealing anything from you.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
And anything that they make that references you just drives more quality content back to your website.
Makes sense.
Rising seas raise all ships in this case, right? So there's nothing to be lost by sharing everything.
Got you. So email lists, blogs, how does that work for you guys? How is it benefiting you? Is it benefiting you guys at all? Or
yeah, we really took charge of our fan base and owning our clients by sharing really, really high quality information on our blog and really building out that resource as a place people can go for all things straight razors and wet shaving, right? That converted into a lot of e-newsletter signups. That email list is a gold mine, but you can't abuse it, right?
Yeah.
You can't do all that work earning all that trust just to turn it around and spam people with useless information all the time. You'll lose them right away. So you got to win those emails and then baby them a little bit, right? You got to feed it.
Right.
Give it more of that good information. This is an industry standard I can give you. Click rates on e-newsletters for manufacturing businesses peaks at about 8%, and we're consistently over 10%. So sending an email out at least 10% of those people are clicking through to our website and interacting with our content. And we know from our website analytics that around 2% of people who land on our website spend money.
So it's definitely working for you guys.
It's definitely working.
So you mentioned the email list. How do you guys grow that and continue to, keep it going even in, 2021 where you guys have been so successful the last couple of years? It sounds like that's something you guys want to keep going. How do you do that?
Yeah. There are some industry standards like pop-up windows and stuff that we try to stay away from.
Okay.
It's like very in your face, feels spammy. We care about those high quality subscriptions, not just the volume of subscriptions. Right. That's how we keep our click-through rate really high, converting into more sales.
Got you.
So we do maintain visibility for that sign-up form. It's in the footer on every page of our website. So as someone's scrolling through and they're reading stuff that they like, they get to the bottom. Do you want to see more? Do you want to know what's happening? Put your email list, subscribe.
Got you.
Anybody who places an order is automatically subscribed.
Oh, okay.
So that's a way to grow it easily as well.
Got you.
The other way, and I guess this isn't an exception, it's kind of how you acquire clients from other businesses and other brands that align with yours is by doing collab projects.
Okay.
So for us, we have soaps with Craftsman Soap Company that we worked on. We used to make razors for Lyle's Barbershop. Projects like that resulted in a lot of cross-pollination in our client bases that was really cool.
Nice. Very cool. So one thing that I thought was really cool is you guys have got a lot of attention from some big publications. I mean, you guys have been featured in GQ, Oregon Business Journal. How do those things even happen, and how can other e-commerce businesses, try to get some attention like that so that they can, benefit from it?
Yeah, I think really that comes down to kind of two things. One, we had a really polished website, pixel perfect design, good branding, consistent fonts,
Gotcha.
Little things like that matter.
Right.
And that really gave the impression that we were much bigger than we were, right? It communicated how serious we are about what we're doing. On the flip side of that, we were really engaged in social media. Instagram was where we lived for the most part.
Gotcha.
Very visual product, very visual platform. And there we got to be a lot more authentic and immediate and interact with our customers in that immediate sense. And I think that made us very shareable. It also endeared us to them. We earned their trust through that because we were very transparent about what we were doing, who we are. And I think that honesty translates well. And that's the thing that kind of creates those opportunities, is making those connections.
So when it comes to advertising, marketing, how much do you guys spend on that? Zero, nothing.
No dollars spent on ads. But we've done a lot of guerrilla marketing.
Okay.
Right? We went to some trade shows. We do a lot with content creators in kind of parallel industries. So we worked with some barbers, did some collab products there.
Interesting.
So that's not no effort, right? But it had a huge return for us.
Okay.
Co-branded products are things that work well for their fans. It works well for our fans. You reach new people, grows your email your email list. All things that are really important for us.
Right.
Other than that, it's really just word of mouth. Again, it's endearing yourself to those customers, making them want to become advocates for you.
Got you. And would you say that's changed at all over the years, or no, it's pretty much been consistent, you guys using, the social media and website and not really paying for advertising?
Yeah, I'd say the tone has changed and the makeup of our audience has changed over time, but we've been doing kind of the same thing from day one. The platforms have changed, right? We moved from Instagram and focused more on our website. We work with some small YouTube channels. That has worked really well for us.
Got you.
And kind of like you guys reaching out for us. These are the opportunities that have helped us grow the most.
When it comes to having business partners, you have Alex and Scott, and you've been working with them since 2014. What are some of the pros and cons of having business partners and it not just being you, but sort of a team you guys have with the three of you?
Yeah, purely like brass tacks numbers, it distributes risk, right?
Okay.
So whether it's capital, time, investment, you're distributing that among more people so that if something goes wrong, you can absorb that risk and either keep going or pivot and do something else.
Gotcha.
So that's a big one. Because our business partners were all really involved in the business from the beginning, we also benefited from having that entire talent pool. We have a pixel perfect designer in Alex. We have a product engineer with a good background in that in Scott.
Nice.
And then for me, it was a lot of the in-person customer service, that side.
Okay.
So and writing. I've done most of the writing for the website. So you benefit from having all of those various skills and experience. And what was nice for us was we had enough skill overlap in that we could all work on the product.
Okay.
But we had a really broad range and different personalities where we could kind of fill in the gaps for each other.
Got you.
And that was really advantageous for us as well.
So when it comes to your guys, pretty much daily operation and, what adds to your success, you guys outsource anything for your e-commerce business, or everything's in-house for the most part?
All of our stuff is in-house, and that's mainly because we have that talent in our ownership.
Okay.
So, Alex is that pixel perfect designer again, does all the marketing, works on emails. Those are things that even now as we're starting to scale, I would be more willing to pay a specialist.
Okay.
And outsource that work.
I got you. But so far it's been working, all of you guys kind of pooling your talents and gifts together to where you didn't really have to do that.
Exactly.
And is that an area that you would say has helped save you guys some money because, you don't have to go and pay someone else to do what you can do yourself for the most part?
Absolutely. You definitely pay less in terms of a lump sum or a contract. But again, we were fortunate that we were able to pay ourselves a livable wage from the beginning.
Right.
And so we were paying for that.
Okay.
It's like, is that wages or is that profit?
Right.
It depends on how you look at it.
Got you. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. All right, guys, you've made it. The moment you've all been waiting for. It is now that time for the Blitz question segment of our UpFlip episode. Hunter, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we've got 5 questions for you. You only got a few seconds to answer. I'm going to get into them.
I'll do my best.
He said he's ready. I'm ready. Let's get into it. First question. First thing in the morning, what do you need to get your day started?
So much coffee.
Okay.
So much coffee.
Okay, coffee. Got you. Second question. Hobby that you do, on the weekends when you're not working, what's your go-to?
Motorcycles.
Okay.
Get out into the woods, get on the highway, get out the toolbox.
Nice. Yeah. Favorite restaurant or place to eat in Portland, maybe when you get done working or on the weekend, what's your favorite place to eat at?
Kim Jong Grillin'.
Okay, got you.
Yep.
And what is one of your pet peeves? Something you just hate, you can't stand either in business or even just at home?
Hypocrisy.
Okay, hypocrisy.
Fakeness, yeah.
Now tell me, what is, so far, you've been with the business since 2014, what was like your guilty pleasure buy? The thing that you bought when you made some extra money and you're like, you know what, I'm going to buy this for me. This is, I'm going to treat myself.
Probably my motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't a rider before. That was only in the last couple of years, and it was because the business was at a certain point where it was like, okay, you can start to have fun again outside of this.
So you've been with the Portland Razor Company since 2014. Business-wise, are there any mistakes that you wish didn't happen? And if so, how could other business owners kind of avoid those, in the future with their businesses?
Yeah, first thing that comes to mind is definitely just being able to absorb more instability and adversity. The last year and a half really comes to mind. And I think we did okay, but better is always better, right? The next part of that is definitely trusting experts and letting people be good at what they're good at, right? We like to know how to do everything involved in our business, but it's okay to let people be good at what they're good at and listen to those people.
Exactly, kind of know your strengths and that type of thing.
Yeah, like we're razor makers, we don't also have to be lawyers,
There's people you can hire for that.
Right.
Yeah.
The last part of that is kind of on the opposite end, which is read the fine print, right? We bought insurance policies that weren't right for us. We signed a predatory lease agreement that we're still stuck in. So that would be my biggest piece of business advice.
Got you. All right, guys, it is now that time. We talked about it earlier. It's time for the hack. It's time for the trick, the tip that you guys can use and implement to your potential business or your current business that you have already, especially in the e-commerce field. So Hunter's going to give us that right now. Hunter, what is that secret to e-commerce?
The secret is there is no secret.
That's it.
You have to earn people's trust.
Gotcha.
You have to instill confidence. We're an e-commerce business, and so that online presence is everything. The key to that is a good website and good content. That means good web design, good images, good writing, right? Hit those fundamentals.
Yeah.
If you have that, the rest will flow.
Wow.
You can figure that out.
Yep, got to start with that, though.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the hack, the tip, the trick. You heard him say it himself. The secret is there's no secret. Just do what the man says. Hey guys, you've made it to the end of the video. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the bell icon so you get the notifications for every drop we have for UpFlip. And here's a side note. Hunter actually watches the video. So if you have a question for him or even a comment, leave it in the comments below. Hunter's going to be looking at them. He'll be able to answer you, give you any advice, maybe even say what's up. And as always, thank you for watching this video. I'm Justice Rogers for UpFlip.